This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show.
It's fun. They're amazing.
Hot tub, I'm full of water. I say hot tub, say very hot. Say hot tub. Gonna get you hot tub.
One of the best SNL skits ever. Eddie Murphy as James Brown. It's National Hot Tub Day. Love a tub of warm and bubbly.
Oh, ew.
Really?
Ew.
You don't
Gross.
like hot tubs?
No.
How do you not
No.
like it? They feel amazing.
Okay, it's one thing if it's your own personal hot tub, but a public hot tub? Nuh-uh. No, thank you. Gross.
But they sanitize it. There's like, what about a pool? It's the same thing. Like, there's chlorine. They sanitize it. It's all good. There's a filtration system.
And if everybody followed the rules and did what they were supposed to do, which is shower before you get in and shower after you get out, then it would be fine. But people don't listen. They're not doing it. I see people all the time, and I'm like, no. All of your body juices
Ew,
why
does your body have juices?
commingling in the water, and then the steam, you're breathing that in as well.
5:55, we got a commingling.
It's
so you're telling me you go
gross.
to a nice resort on vacation with your husband. You guys are not. There's one other couple
Nope.
in the hot tub. You guys aren't popping into the hot tub.
No, if I
You
was
aren't taking a mimosa into the hot tub.
if I was a microbiologist and I took a sample of that hot tub water, you would
But
not
you're-
want to know what's in it.
But you're not, and your understanding of science is vague at best.
The fact that I even knew it was a microbiologist, I'm not even sure, actually, to be quite
Also,
honest.
I'm may say this is maybe a little hypocritical. You own a hot tub. You have a hot tub.
It's mine, though. I know what I do with it.
Do
I know
you-
how often I change the water. I know that it's good.
So do you use it?
Not really.
It's hot tub day. Get into a hot tub and celebrate. It'll be fine.
Gonna get in the hot tub. Gonna get it wet now. Good God.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
If you're heading to the grocery store, maybe you're stocking up for the long weekend, going shopping for Easter perhaps, you may want to stock up on maple syrup.
Maple syrup, how come?
Price is about to go way up, apparently, for maple syrup, and this is just a confluence of factors.
Not a confluence of
A
factors.
confluence.
Hate when that happens.
That's when you know you got it bad.
You know what? I say commingle, and you don't like when I say that. You say confluence.
I think this is
and
the
now
first
I'm going to
time
bug you
I've-
about it.
This is the first time I've said that. Usher's song "You Got It Bad" was about a confluence of factors.
Use that in a conversation. Just use that word and let's see what
We're having a
happens.
conversation. So you got a couple of warm winters in a row,
Yeah.
which mess up the sap production. I won't get into the science
The
of it.
whole global warming thing.
Yep. Plus, I didn't realize this, but in pandemic, when restaurants closed and people started cooking at home more, maple syrup consumption went way up, like 20% year over year for a few years.
Oh.
Also combined with the fact that I guess Quebec, which produces like 2/3 of the world's maple syrup, which I didn't know.
That's a
They've
lot.
They've been aggressively marketing like consume Canadian maple syrup. So globally, like Australia, Japan, Germany, everyone between, like globally, everyone else is eating a lot more Canadian maple syrup as well. This stat is crazy. You know how I love numbers. So the reserve of maple syrup, it's like 133, they can have 133 million pounds of maple syrup in the reserve in Quebec. Right now, that number is at 7.
No.
Yeah. Which is 5% of their capacity, which it hasn't been in like well over a decade.
Why
So-
did you start with confluence when you could have just started with that stat?
See?
Mind blown.
I made you wait for it. So this all adds up for, I don't think it's happened yet, but I think, I mean, you read the tea leaves here, or you read the sap, and I think prices are probably about to go way up.
Oh, no. And I think we can just sort of add this to the list because every day I hear about another thing that we're going to run out of. I think chocolate was the last thing that I read about, and I was like, no.
Are they taking away all the good stuff?
Don't.
Maple syrup, chocolate. What am I going to put on my bacon?
It's true. And the synthetic stuff, the synthetic maple syrup, not good.
Once you've had the good from Quebec, it's hard to go back to the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope us telling this to people is not just going to exacerbate the situation. It's going to add to the confluence.
Years ago, Canadians were walking through the forest and they saw a tree with disgusting brown goo dripping out of it. And they said, "There's disgusting brown goo dripping out of that tree. Let's eat it!"
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
All right. I was late this morning, and it was for legitimate reasons. I think we're going to find out by the end of the day or maybe by tomorrow that my Instagram got hacked. And I think maybe I'm to blame because I went and did something I shouldn't have done.
You gave out your password to a stranger.
No, not that. That was another time.
That was one time.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. No, so I went to my notifications and there was a notification from Instagram saying that your video can't be viewed. Click to find out why. And I was like, this seems like a scam. I shouldn't click it. But I could see there was a little square of what the video was. So it was my video.
Okay. They got you.
And I was like, don't do it, don't do it. But then I did it. I clicked on it and then literally my Instagram flashed. Like it just flashed.
Like someone took a screenshot?
Yes. If you start to get messages from me on Instagram that don't seem like they are from me, they're probably not, because I have a feeling I was hacked.
Okay, so if some controversial content comes out from Pooja today, it's not her on her Instagram. Some of the most popular scams that people are getting taken in by because they're getting pretty sophisticated. You know, there's the automated speed enforcement.
Yeah.
I just got a ticket on that recently, a legitimate one. Those get mailed to you. There's a text getting sent out to people saying, hey, you were spotted speeding. If you want to pay it now, it's just $7.50. Click this link. People are getting that text. They will never text you. It's a 407 scam. If you rode the 407, also via text asking for you to pay your 407 ETR bill via text, they would never actually do that.
See, but the problem is so much is connected to your phone, right? There's like the authentication that you do using your cell phone number. So often you will get messages from certain websites. And so, you know, you can see why you might believe it.
It's true. Any legitimate organization, like a bank, is not going to ever ask you for money via text. The CRA, it's tax season, never going to ask you for money via text, but people are getting taken in. But we're not looking for the good scams today. We're wondering about the lame, lazy scams.
Oh, no. Was the one that I clicked this morning pretty lazy?
No, because
lame?
honestly, that's within Instagram. That one probably would have fooled me too. They played on your curiosity.
Yes.
Okay. What is the laziest or lamest scam you've ever come across? Vito from Guelph, what happened?
Well, it's probably not the laziest, but I'm thinking that because I'm in cybersecurity as well, that it's called executives in cheap clothing. And it's where the attackers will mimic the executives of that company and forward an email message that has very malicious links linked to it. And that is where individuals who are not aware of stuff like this, and they think it's coming from that executive, and they go to click on this link, and they're actually giving out PII sensitive information.
Oh.
See, this one doesn't sound lazy or lame. This one sounds sophisticated and like I might click on it. Like if I get an email, quote unquote, from the boss with links, I'm like, oh, I'm clicking on it. It's from the boss. I got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more aware of just sending it out there to the public out there just to be aware of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a good PSA, but Vito, I feel stupid after talking to you because I would totally hook, line, and sinker fall for that one.
Karen writing us to 981 as well saying, I got a scam text that said, are you up?
Really? Just, are you up?
Yes. I guess they're like hoping that you'll respond and then eventually over a conversation, because now you think this is somebody you know, you'll click on something.
I think I've received that scam text before from an ex.
What is she getting you to click on?
Well, that's for another show. Jamie from Ajax, what is the laziest or lamest scam you've ever come across?
I am in a lot of Eras Tour ticket groups because I'm trying to get Eras tickets, and the people who post in those groups are lame scams because they post and their messages don't sound like human beings. They're very much a robot. And then you click on their profile and it's like, new to Facebook as of yesterday.
Oh,
one
wow.
photo. Posted yesterday.
Oh, that's sketchy.
Yeah.
So basically what, they're trying to sell like fake Eras Tour tickets and get you to pay up front, that kind of thing?
Pretty much. Because one of my friends, she started messaging them. And I go, no, don't. They're like, e-transfer me and then I'll send you the tickets. And I was like, did you click on their profile? And she said, no. And then I go, okay, go look. And yeah, sure enough, same thing.
Good for you for being smart enough to check out the profile. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And you can see how when it comes to those Taylor Swift tickets, people are willing to pay a lot of money for them.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes your desperation for the tickets clouds your better judgment sometimes.
Yes.
So good on you, Jamie, for not falling for that one. Another text coming in here at 981 that says, I got an email saying this lady was dying and that she had no one to leave her $3 million fortune to, but she randomly picked me. All I had to do was to click on the link to respond. That's Lisa from Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's lazy. That's lazy.
That harkens back to like the original e-scams, which was like, I'm going to call it early 2000s when you A fortune has left you from a prince in Africa?
Yes.
That's
yes.
similar to those ones.
Okay, finally, let's end with one more call here. Jason in Milton, what's the lamest scam you came across?
Yeah, well, I got an email supposedly from my father asking me to buy a gift card for him because he was away out of town and he missed buying the gift card for a birthday for a friend. Gave me a link to a specific gift card and an address to send it to. It was obvious to me because I've been estranged from my father for the better part of a decade at that point.
Gosh.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
And so if your father were to reach out to you after a decade, he's probably not reaching out with a random request to buy a gift card.
Yeah, so I kind of laughed at that and looked at the reply to email address and some weird foreign email address. So I just emailed the person back saying, "You're an idiot."
You know what? Maybe, but that one would work on me. You know why? I'm gift card guy.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
April Fools. This is like the Super Bowl for pranksters, also known as Pooja Honda's nightmare.
I hate this day. I hate it. I hate it. And I'm like doing the countdown until noon because anything after noon doesn't count. We know this, right, pranksters?
Well, yeah, it doesn't mean someone can't still scare you or fool you, though. It's April Fool's Day, not April Fool's morn. Although I will say, you have me paranoid because I know you're so on edge on this day. No, let me pull back the curtain a little bit. Normally, I get in maybe a minute or two before you and sometimes Steph. I don't know. Everyone kind of arrives at different times. But usually I'm in here just a little before you. Today, I pull into the parking lot here at the Rogers campus. I see your car. I see Steph's car. I'm like, did you two coordinate? Are you guys? So I'm walking through the parking lot thinking you guys are behind every single car. So I'm walking through going like, ha! Ha! And now I realize how insane that looks because you guys weren't there. And I kind of wish I had it on security camera.
You're drinking some Pooja juice for this morning.
Yeah.
I have some practical advice for you on this day. Okay, one, stay off social media. Just don't repost anything. Don't share. Like, trust me, it's probably not going to be real. Okay.
Yeah.
Wake up at like 11:59. So then
Wouldn't that
way,
be nice?
Oh, some people are off today. Wake up at 11:59, and that way you kind of miss all of it. Any text exchange, email exchange, okay, write LOL after you're done responding. Just be like, oh, yeah, sure, I can meet you, LOL. And then that way, if you were being pranked, you're like, I knew it.
What if someone tells you something really serious?
LOL.
I text you, Pooch, I'm not going to make it.
Oh, you can always walk it back, be like, oh, I thought it was an April Fool's joke, right?
Okay, see, I appreciate your advice. I would say my advice would be go absolutely the other way. Embrace the tomfoolery. Jump into social media, like and repost everything. And it's April Fool's Day, man. Like this
and
is
walk
it.
around every corner going, ha!
Yeah, exactly. This is, and listen, there's already stuff out there that has people fooled. So let's jump forward in time, right? I'm finding stuff that's happened in the UK, across the pond, and other places. So that has infiltrated social media feeds and has fooled people. Okay, so there's a couple things. Air fryers are huge right now. This company, Lakeland, put out a post selling the world's first diamond air fryer. It's a diamond-covered air fryer, and they put out a picture of it posted in store on this blue velour sheet.
Oh, nice.
And a bouncer, like black suit, black sunglasses, like standing guarding it, and they're selling it as the world's first diamond air fryer.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Sometimes these jokes turn into real things, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Like Burger King came out with the chocolate Whopper, and people were like, okay, when are you adding it to the menu? It sounds
That's
great.
actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
This company, Leon, came out with garlic aioli toothpaste today. I mean, that one I feel like you'd probably realize this is not real.
Yeah.
Garlic aioli toothpaste.
Laugh out loud.
And then LOL, I think. And then finally, this company, Ryman's, who does stationery, has come out with tasty new pens. They've unveiled a range of breakfast-scented gel pens with fragrances including smoky bacon pink, burnt black pudding, and bright baked bean. That's how you know it's from the UK.
You know what? Don't knock it till you try. There are people who chew on pens that have no flavor.
I mean, listen, this is something from the guy who sniffed markers in grade 2, and that was real.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
You know, I'm not somebody who likes to play pranks. I've been pranked.
Yeah.
I've been pranked pretty good.
Did something happen to you that has given you trauma for this day? Like what?
Yeah, you.
What is that? What did someone do to you that was so bad that you're so nervous for today?
Well, I have been pranked on air at our old job.
Okay.
I think you were part of the whole joke. I think you were part of it.
Okay.
Because I was the butt of it.
Oh, that one was good.
Yes, it
tell
was
us
a good
the story.
one. So we wear IFBs, which is an earpiece where you can hear the director and you can hear, certain cues that you're getting in your ear to tell you to be on time and whatnot. So in my ear, we started something called Dance Party Friday, and I could hear the music. So I launched it. I was like, it's time for Dance Party Friday.
And everyone's in a different location for this. So, like, you're dancing in one spot, someone's dancing in another part of the building, and they just keep cutting back and forth on cameras.
And I happened to be in the middle of an interview.
Yeah.
And so with the Harlem Globetrotters. So after I finished the interview, I said, okay, you're going to join in. It's time for Dance Party Friday. So I start dancing. I hear the music in my ear. He's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Why are you dancing? We're in the middle of an interview. I look around, nobody's dancing, but I just like stick to it. So I keep on dancing, realizing that they're only playing the music in my ear.
No one else had music playing.
Nobody else had music. And they were like, April Fools.
That is such a good prank.
It was really good.
Yeah, and you love dancing, so it worked out well.
Yeah, except at home, nobody heard music. So I was just dancing to nothing.
That reminds me of one of the, they have those, I've never been, but they have those like headphone parties where like you go to a bar or a club and everyone's got headphones on listening to different music and doing their own type of dancing, except it was just you.
Yeah. And
That's
so
brilliant.
And there was no beat to be dancing to when you're watching. What about you? Have you been a part of a pretty epic prank?
Yeah, and it was at the same place with you, and I actually had to help. I get to get your help to fool people on this. Steph, you don't know this. I went to Antigua, and I orchestrated this like over this trip, which was late March, and then I came back for April Fool's. I had a photo shoot in Antigua of me getting down on one knee and proposing to a girl. I got a real diamond ring that I borrowed from like a nice couple that was on vacation there. I'm like, listen, I'm doing a prank. This is for Canadian television. And we did the whole photo shoot. Me down on one knee, her saying yes, like the ring on, everything. And I shared the pictures on television and said, guys, I haven't told you. I've had a girlfriend. I'm a private person. And I proposed. This is why I was in Antigua, and we're getting married. And I knew Pooja would see through my bleep because she knows me too well, so I had to let her in on it. Because once I said that, everyone else on the cast looked at Pooja to be like, okay, is this real? And she helped me sell it.
And I don't remember what the fake name was, but I was like, oh, do you mean Kim? And I'm like, oh, okay. So you finally decided to do it as if Kim was somebody.
Because you would know me well enough to know about my secret girlfriend.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
named
right?
Kim.
And the viewers started tweeting, they got congratulations. My sister-in-law heard about it, and she's like, I can't believe I fooled my own sister-in-law. The only person I told ahead of time that was happening was my mom, because I'm like, my mom will kill me because she's dying for me to get married. So
she's like, I just put down the deposit on the banquet hall.
So you're not ever really going to top that.
Yeah.
Unless you try and say you have like 4 kids that nobody knew about somewhere.
Guys, there's still time. You have till noon.
Wait, I have to do it before noon, right?
Yeah.
Better get to working.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.